fourth year here at Purdue. You've been through an awful lot of crazy games, crazy game-winning situations, but quite honestly, the way you guys won the game today, might this, we won't know for a long time yet, but might this have saved your season? Because had you lost this game to this team, it would have been very, very damaging. Could you just talk about how important this was, and maybe was this the win you absolutely had to have?
I think so. You know, we came in saying that we absolutely had to have this win. I thought we made a lot of mistakes, in the middle of the game that we need to clean up. It was a huge win for us, like you said, because it would have been a loss on our resume. We can't really sit back and try to get. We have to try to win every single game now for a tournament bid. So I think it's something that was important, but I'm glad we got the win.
AJ, you make your first 8 free throws tonight, and then you miss 3 of 4 there at a pretty crucial moment. What's going through your head when you go up there, 1.1 seconds left?
I was actually shocked because it was my first time actually being in a predicament like that. But coach just tried to get my mind off of it. He really asked me like what I was getting for what I got my piece of pretty much just to get my mind off of it. But I'm just glad my teammates stuck by me and just got me through it.
This can be for anyone. You guys struggled with sloppy play, turnovers, bad shots the whole game. And then you went 3 for 3 at the end there, the steal, the 3, and then the alley-oop play at the end. What changed, execution-wise, when you needed those plays at the end?
I thought we just had a lot more composure. We turned the ball over a couple times there in a row that kept them in the game. A couple calls didn't go our way there, and they got the lead. And that's something that we can't do, especially going on forward. I think we have to, execute as we did down the stretch throughout the whole game and have that same composure.
The other half of that question is what was going on before that. 16 turnovers tonight against a team that's maybe not especially known for its defensive strength.
We just was turning it over. It was mostly our mistakes, not them really pressuring us and making us turn the ball over. We turned the ball over a couple times on the fast break. On some post doubles, we turned the ball over, just trying to make things happen that weren't there instead of just keeping our composure and running our offense. So I think that was the problem.
Tyrone, can you just walk us through the 3 you made? It seems like sometimes you're a little bit better as a shooter off the catch, but that was one where you caught it, you had to make a basketball play, and then you fired from a stance. So was that a comfortable shot for you? And can you just walk us through the play in general?
Well, the play was originally focused on Kendall. He was supposed to come off the down screen for the 3 at the top, but they overplayed it. So Ronnie ended up passing the ball to me. And I really just stepped into the shot. He kind of bagged back, which I don't know why, because they were down 3. We were down 3, and I felt like it felt really fluent. It really wasn't. It really didn't feel like a pressured shot. So it was just a good shot. Glad I made it.
AJ, what did Coach say to you to try to take your mind off the free throw? Say like a knock-knock joke or something, or what?
No, he told me. He asked me whether I get on my pizza for post game.
Yeah.
What are you?
I got the meat lovers with jalapenos and pineapples.
AJ, I think that's the first time that you and Jay have technically been in the game together. I assume that's a play that you guys have practiced for exactly that moment.
Actually, we just drew it up today.
You just drew it up in the timeout?
We used it today too. Yeah,
in the walkthrough.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that we used it too.
How much confidence did you have as that's all setting up then the first time you've ever done it?
Earlier today, actually, Jay didn't throw it to me. Basil threw it to me.
That was me.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was arguing back and forth. But no, I just wanted to at least get a tip in or gather myself and go up. Then he fouled me. I was just like, all right, I got to knock this down, which it kind of scared me because I was never been in that predicament. If I would have missed it, I would have had to leave Purdue.
Basil, what was different for you tonight in terms of just that run at the end of the first half and just being in the right place at the right time, making hustle plays?
Like they always tell me, just kind of work on the baseline, and that's what I'm mostly good at. And I kind of just look at Tyrone and Ronnie and Bryson when they're driving to the basket to see if my defender will go commit to them. And most of the time they do, and sometimes they don't. And then I know I got to get in a rebounding position. So I just had to just keep hustling, and I mostly get the hustle points and just make the hustle plays. And that's what I had to keep doing for 40 minutes.
Football, a lot of times coaches say interesting things to kickers before they walk out to attempt a game-winning field goal, and AJ said that the two of you had a little pizza discussion before he went out there. Were you just trying to think of something that maybe would relax him a little bit? And could you talk about that? Where'd you come up with that?
Where was so much time, and I didn't come up with it. I just he just said he was really nervous, and AJ always, tells you what he's thinking. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. But he just said, man, I am really nervous. And I just started to talk to him about, because I always talk about, doing your routine and talking about your routine, and it's yours. And you should be talking to yourself about what you're doing. You're getting your foot to the nail, keeping your elbow in, you're, looking at the front of the rim. You have to be able to have that mental routine that you do every single time you shoot a free throw. And I try to get them to do that in practice. And so I started to talk about it, but it was so much time, and I could see him. And he'd made his free throws early in the game, and then he had missed some. So we talked about it, and then we brought everybody together and just found, just got everybody's order and just made sure, because we're always talking about the pizza tastes better when you win. And that's always our slogan when you get late in the game, just about, getting on the bus and how an enjoyable bus ride it is when you go home and you win and things of that nature. So just trying to get him to, just settle down and do his routine and, be able to knock it down. What I didn't do was talk to him about missing the second one because they didn't have timeouts, because I didn't want him to think about missing the second one while he's shooting the first one, and just to keep him the focus there. So I had to talk him through, missing that at that time, which I've never done with him before. So a lot of times guys will just skyrocket it off the glass and then not hit the rim. Then obviously it's a dead ball at that time. And you worry sometime about the ball when you miss going east and west and they let it trickle out of bounds. Because the last thing you want to do as a coach is have some people on the line and then somebody goes over the back. You kind of think about that Butler-Pitt game in the NCAA tournament. So you take your guys off, but if the ball will miss east and west, and it's smart to let the ball keep going so it can go out of bounds, and then you can set up so you can run it, you can run a play there, you can throw the basketball while time is standing still. But we were fortunate that they picked it up and shot a three-quarter court. But we're fortunate, period. Coach Chambers has done an unbelievable job, and they had a couple games there at home that could have went either way, and they did a great job and made plays down the stretch, made their free throws, did little things, and we were fortunate that we were able to knock that three down, and then Sterling got that steal, and then Jay made a great pass to AJ. And so we had a lot of things go our way at the end, and I've been on that other end, of those games, and it's no fun. It's absolutely no fun. But I'm blessed to be, on this end this time, and very fortunate, and hopefully we can learn from some of our mistakes, especially the start of the second half. I thought we really did a poor job once again, the start of the second half, of executing and making the necessary plays.
Matt, the guys said that you installed that play during the lob from inbounds during walkthrough today. Just what was kind of the story behind that?
We run the play. We just don't run it from a side out. We'd ran it just messing around about a month ago in practice, but I never had stayed with it and ran it again. But you just get in last-second situations, and you have to have something where you can get to the rim. A lot of times you get in those situations and they put somebody so big in front of you can't make a direct pass. You can just make something over the top. So it's only fitting that you try to throw it to the rim. I knew Donovan Jack was out of the game, and I knew they would probably put their biggest guy there, so it didn't put someone of the same size at the rim with him. So I just thought, it's not a high percentage play, even though it worked for us, and we got a foul, but I still thought it was the highest percentage play we could run at that time.
Was that the reason why Jay was also doing it? Is he usually the one that throws in there?
Jay's a great passer in that situation. He's a good passer, and he can see. He's great in a full court situation because he has that size. I don't know about his decision making, but he can throw a football. It's pretty impressive. He's got a heck of an arm.
You guys had a lot of sloppy play early, then obviously at the end you went 3 for 3 on perfect execution to get the win. Just describe how your guys, handle the pressure, facing kind of a must-win game and converting on 3 big plays at the end.
Yeah, we had some sloppy play, and then when we weren't sloppy, I thought we had some good execution, and then just didn't make shots. I thought Kendall Stevens had 3 or 4 looks at it that were really good passes from our guys that could have opened the game up a little bit or really helped us at that time. And we got the ball at the rim. Basil had the ball at the rim a couple times. AJ had the ball at the rim a couple times, and we just couldn't finish. So obviously we have way too many turnovers, but for us, we were able to execute at the end, and obviously that's a positive. But I thought once again our rebounding was the highlight of our day. I don't know how many offensive rebounds we had, 17. That's pretty good. And so once again, we've done a pretty good job on the glass.
Matt, I think the play from Simpson to Hammonds was probably your cleanest post entry of the day. How come it was such a struggle up until the last second of the game?
Well, we try to work on it and break things down, and I just think Penn State did a good job of working him in the post and getting around. I thought Jack did a good job of getting around. He got deflections, got a couple steals. He had blocks. I thought he had a great game. He forced us to change how we defended. We put a perimeter on him and just switched it out right there. Then we put AJ either on Ross Travis or the other big that they would play. So we thought he gave them a look that we struggled with in the first half. We were just fortunate a couple times. He just missed open shots, and but I don't know. We just got to keep working. You got to keep working. When the other team knows, and every single team knows that's what you're trying to do and get the ball in, sometimes it makes it a little bit tougher. I think if we knock down some of those threes, I think our post entries are going to be a little bit more open. I think we just got to do a better job of being more of a consistent shooting team, and it'll help with our post feeds.